Okay. For practice this week, the heart space intention or the offering that I've been presenting is the fourth yama, so the fourth ethical practice. And this fourth yama is brahmacharya. And this translates to behavior that leads us to Brahman, or behavior that leads us to connect to the divine or towards higher power. But then when we kind of bring that down to moving through our everyday life, it's about our right use of energy. Can also refer to celibacy, but being intentional with how we use our energy, where we direct our energy, and what energy we allow to come in. And so thinking about how we spend our time, who is in our lives, what we consume in terms of information and energy, and letting our yoga practice be a space to direct our energy really intentionally, but also a space of contemplation to consider, how do I let energy leak? Are there things that are consuming more of my energy than necessary? And where am I not receiving healthy energy? Where am I not receiving beneficial energy? And just letting it be a little bit of a introspective inventory taking. But with that, we're going to start in Shavasana, laying down. So go ahead and just take a moment to sink and settle into your space, adjusting to the earth. And as you find yourself in Shavasana, allowing your eyes to fall shut. Allow your body to release as completely as possible into the embrace of your yoga mat. And softening the muscles to your face, neck, shoulders, arms and legs. The bowl of your pelvis become nice and heavy. And take a really deep inhale through your nose. Let your lungs fill all the way to the top. Find a little pause there. And then when you're ready, open mouth exhale, release the breath away. Find that same breath twice more, so a deep, expansive inhale. A moment of pause to feel the fullness. And then open mouth exhale, let it go. Just one more time, deep breath in. Hold, pause, feel, and then open mouth exhale, release. This time, seal your lips. Take an inhale through your nose. And keeping your lips sealed, slight constriction to the back of the throat, Ujjayi breath through your nose. And Ujjayi breath in through your nose. And through your nose, Ujjayi breath out. As you feel your Ujjayi breath, as you continue to notice the sensations that are present in your body in this moment. Also noticing your energy level, your physical energy, then also the energy at the deeper layers of heart and mind. And just letting your inquiry reach into those spaces as you slowly start to bring some movement into the body. So just introducing maybe some movement to your fingers and your toes. You might find some circles to your ankles and your wrists, exploring rotations in both directions for a couple cycles. And then we'll use an inhale to find our full body stretch, reaching your hands up and overhead. Lengthen through your entire body. for the spaciousness of your spine. With your breath out, start to bring your knees into your chest. And then just take a moment here to maybe rock from side to side. And find circles with your knees. Maybe offering some length to the back of your body, the nape of your neck. You can curl your forehead to your knees, tucking into a tight ball. And eventually settling into stillness, head and shoulders will relax back down if you lifted them. Keep your knees bent and just place your feet down to your yoga mat. So like a bridge setup. We're going to keep our left foot grounded and reach just the right leg to the sky for our first hamstring stretch. Your hands can catch the back of your right leg, any amount of bend through your knee, then start to flex, point, and rotate through your right ankle as you take a breath. Allow your shoulders to release away from your ears. And then you're going to flex your right heel up to the sky, keeping your hands at the back of your right leg. Begin to bend your right knee towards your right shoulder, so similar to when you're moving pose, but your hands are at the back of your thigh. As you pull your right thigh to your body, send your left leg long across the earth. Now you're going to try to keep your right thigh drawn tightly into your torso. And that's the main point of connection that we want to keep. The extension of our leg is going to be secondary, so keeping your right thigh close. Then inhale, start to extend your right leg any amount. It might not go very far, flexing through your heel. Sometimes the leg will shake a little bit against the resistance of your hands pulling your thigh close. And then exhale to bend your right heel back in. We'll take that twice more. So right thigh stays connected to your chest as you inhale, reach energy through your right heel. And the length of your leg not important. You're finding a really deep, active hamstring stretch. Then exhale to bend. Just one more at your own pace, inhaling to find any degree of extension. And then exhale to bend, and this time twisting your right knee across your body, supine twist. Relax your right shoulder to the earth. Just let your right thigh bone become heavy. And take one big breath in. And just one slow exhale out. Now you're going to keep your right knee bent as it is, so this kind of supine twist position. We're going to move into our half fetal pose. So left arm's going to reach overhead like a full body stretch. You're going to roll onto your left side body so you're facing the left side of the room. Let your ear rest into your bicep. Left ribs connected to the earth, and then tip your hips to that side so much that your right knee is resting on the ground. So you're kind of lounging across your entire left side. And then from here, you're going to bend your left heel towards you. So your bottom leg bends in towards your seat. And then your right hand will catch your left foot. Sometimes you have to lift your chest to create that connection. And then you can relax your left ear back down. So finding a stretch through your left quad, your thigh up into your left hip. If you need to scoot your left thigh bone back to the wall that's behind you, that can deepen your stretch. And then gently pull your navel to your spine and let your collarbones open nice and wide. And just taking one more cycle of breath here. Full inhale towards the sensation. Slow, complete exhale. And at the bottom of the breath, allow your left leg to release long. So you roll to the back body again. We're going to find figure four. Right ankle will stack on top of your left thigh. And bend your left knee. Either place your left foot to the earth to square your hips and keep your left foot there, or bring that whole figure four to your chest. And then perhaps your hands catch the back of your left hamstring. Flex actively through your right ankle and then take a little sway from side to side. Maybe check in with your jaw, that your teeth are released and relaxed. And softening the muscles to your face again. and space between your eyebrows. And from our figure four, our hip opening, we're going to take all of these shapes on second side. So starting with our hamstring stretch, release your right foot to the earth and extend your left leg to the ceiling. Let's gently draw your leg in the direction of your body. Find a moment here to point, flex, and rotate through your left ankle. Allowing your calf muscle to receive some length and space. And collarbones opening wide across your chest to release your shoulders towards the ground. Start to flex your left heel high. And then hands stay at the back of your thigh. Bend your left knee towards your body. Right, send your right leg long so it's like you're in wind removing pose. You can flex your right heel forward for more activation. And then keeping that thigh to torso connection as you inhale, start to find any amount of extension through your left leg. So your hands are pulling your thigh towards you. Maybe it shakes a little bit, and then as you exhale, bend your left knee back in. Let's use your breath to find 2 more cycles. So the pace of your inhale determines the extension of your left leg. And then as you exhale, it initiates the bend of your left knee, drawing your left heel back in. And last round here, we'll inhale, find any amount of length. And then exhale, bend and supine twist. Let your left knee fall across you. Then anchoring your left shoulder back to the earth. Just start with 1 cycle of breath in your supine twist. And we'll keep this general shape of our body. Moving into that half fetal pose. Reach your right arm overhead to the back of the room. Roll onto your right side body, resting your right ear into your right bicep. Again, let your hips tip towards the right side of the room so much that your left knee can land all the way to the ground. Bend your right heel towards you, and then your left hand will catch your right foot to find your quadricep stretch. As you pull your right heel in, think about drawing navel to spine, and then maybe slightly tuck your tailbone towards your right knee. Bring the stretch on the front of your right thigh for about 1 to 2 more cycles of breath. And just like we did on the first side, as you release from this quad stretch, we're headed to our figure 4. So right leg releases long. Begin to roll to your back body. And as you do so, left ankle can stack on your right thigh. Create the bend in your right knee to adjust your hips as needed. And then option to bring that figure 4 even closer, maybe catching your right hamstring. Think about pressing energy away through your left heel as you pull your left toes back to left knee. Using the flex of your ankle to energize your hip opening, and then maybe sway from left to right, searching for any sweet spots, any extra sticky spots. And then noticing where there's unnecessary tension or energy, softening those spaces. Just using the mindfulness of your practice to help break the patterns of the habits of tension in the body. So noticing every time you clench your teeth, relaxing the jaw. Every time your shoulders start to sneak up to your ears, just encouraging ease to release them back down. Okay, from here, as you unwind your legs, knees will come to chest, and start to take your time to find tabletop pose. So maybe take a few rocks the length of your spine first, just massaging the muscles along your spine. Then eventually you'll find your way into your tabletop. And organizing yourself so your joints are stacked, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Make sure your fingers are open across the earth. And then just a few rounds of cat-cow, starting with your cow shape. Release your belly down as you inhale to lift heart and tailbone. Think about pulling your ribcage forward and think about rooting through your knees to stretch your sitting bones to the back of the room, so creating length. And on your exhales, you press the earth away around your spine to your cat pose. Think about pushing your hands down and away from your body this time to really round through your upper back. And taking 2 more cycles just with your own breath. Your inhale is going to guide you into your cow pose. Collarbones open. Maybe lifting through your chin to open your throat. And exhaling to your cat pose. Find your low belly engagement to tuck through your tailbone, tuck through your chin. Last cycle, inhaling to cow when you're ready. And just allow your exhale to guide you into your cat pose. We'll come to neutral in the spine, and then tuck your toes underneath, take a nice big breath in. And with your exhale, float your knees a couple inches off the ground into your hovering tabletop. Now here, as you find that navel to spine connection, we're going to emphasize that by using the earth as leverage to light up the core. So think about pushing through your hands and pushing through your toes to activate your center. And that push helps to draw your front ribs in, helps to keep navel to spine connection strong. And then activating your Ujjayi breath. Think about breathing into the back of your body as you inhale. And finding more connection to engagement as you exhale. Allowing your thighs to light up, your core to be strong. Active through your arms, take 1 more breath in. And then on your exhale, press it back towards your downward facing dog. Push your hips up high. And then wiggle your feet maybe a couple inches back so you're in your downward facing dog. As you arrive here, take a slow pedal through your feet. So reaching one heel to the earth, maybe give it an entire breath. Before you switch and reach the opposite heel to the earth, again, maybe for an entire breath. Releasing tension from your neck, gentle yes and no of the head. And slowly start to walk towards the top of your yoga mat, really taking your time to observe how the backs of your legs feel and all the moments along the way until you find Uttanasana, forward fold. And soften your knees any amount here, relax your belly to your thighs, and really allow your head to hang heavy. You might shift forwards and backwards in your feet, just seeing how that shifts the sensation along the lengths of your legs. Maybe take your hips side to side, left to right, or your torso side to side. And then keeping the softness in our knees, we're going to start to lean our energy into the ball mounds of our feet. So heels are still grounded, but they're lighter. And as you lean your energy forward, feel your heart moving forward and down. Let the heaviness of your head, the weight of your torso, continue to move forward and down, while you energetically stretch your tailbone just the slightest bit higher to the sky. So even with bent knees, receiving a nice big hamstring stretch, active through the legs. Now keep leaning forward, keep your tailbone lifting, and then inhale to extend into your halfway lift from there. So it should feel like some effort because you're already forward as you reach the crown of your head out in front of you with your breath. And as you breathe out, just releasing back down, softening and letting go. And we'll rise all the way to stand Urdhva Hastasana. With your breath, take a big circle sweep as you reach up high. And then exhale, hands to heart, maybe closing down your eyes as you pause in stillness for a moment. Coming back to Brahmacharya, right use of energy, take a big breath in. And then open mouth, exhale, release. Follow your inhale to reach your hands to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, a little softness in your knees, slowly hinge forward to your forward fold. You're leaning into the fronts of your feet as you dive down. We'll inhale to our halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, right? Stretching out, tailbone top. And then exhale to your high plank. Plant your hands and take a step back. And then think about your plank as like an elongated hovering tabletop. So same actions apply. You're pressing through your hands and your feet to find energy through your body. So the earth is the resistance to light up through your thighs, your core. And then checking in that your head is in line with your spine. And feeling your ujjayi breath, notice the distance between your shoulders and your ears. You want to maintain that. Thinking about reaching the crown of your head actively forward. Inhale to your tippy toes. As you exhale, lower slowly to your belly. Crown of the head and elbows reaching in opposite directions as you descend all the way down. Then once you arrive to the earth, untuck your toes. Before you go anywhere, think about lengthening your glutes towards your hamstrings. And as you lengthen your glutes to your hamstrings, begin to use the power of your lower body, your quads, to press your toenails actively into the ground, kneecaps floating. Now keeping all of that lower body engagement, with an inhale, the strength of your spine peels your heart up into a low cobra. Right, staying as you exhale, reactivate through the lower body, toenails press down, and think about reaching your elbows back and to the midline so you feel that squeeze at the backs of your armpits. And be gentle, push through your fingertips to help engage the upper body. One more breath in. And then we'll exhale to release. Now tuck your toes underneath. For support, keep your knees grounded. For challenge, knees will be lifted. Take an inhale. And then without momentum, slowly exhale to your high plank. Push the earth away. In your plank, you'll press back to your downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Release your head. And with a breath in, heels rise high. As you exhale, moving to your forward fold, bend your knees and then step or hop to the top forward fold. Weight is forward, tailbone tall. Inhale to your halfway lift, lengthening through your spine, focusing on the engagement and space of hamstrings. And exhale to release, dive down. Big breath in, Urdhva Hastasana, V-circle, sweeping as you reach up to the ceiling. And exhale, hands to heart, we return to intention. Gather a breath in through your nose. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. With inhale, hands reach to the ceiling, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale to forward fold, Uttanasana, slowly dive it down. Your inhale lengthens you halfway, and shoulders out of ears. And then exhale to your high plank, just like before, intention, even the step back of each foot. And once you have your strong plank, inhale shifts you forward. On your exhale, take your time to lower all the way down to your belly. Entire palm is planted through the whole transition. When you get to the bottom, untuck your toes, lighting up your lower body. Inhale to low or high cobra. So the option to use your hands this time, but maintaining a bend through your elbows and actively drawing the shoulders out of the ears. Crown of the head lifts, you're pulling your ribcage forward and through. Your lower glutes draw to your hamstrings as you take a breath. And then using your strength of your spine, your exhale lowers you back to the earth. And just like before, you'll tuck your toes, knees up or down, prepare with an inhale. And then using your exhale, press to plank. As you're ready, downward facing dog. You're just gonna take one more round of the Sun A variation. Inhale, heels rise. On your exhale, forward fold, slowly step or hop. Taking your time, you'll inhale to lift up halfway. On your exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, root to rise, strong through your lower body as you circle sweep to the sky. Breath out, arrives hands to heart center. Fill your lungs with a full breath in. Then open mouth, exhale, release that breath away. Inhaling, hands go high. With your exhalation, forward fold, slowly dive it down. Breath in to lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And then on your breath out, high plank, intentional step back. Inhale to glide forward to your tippy toes. Knees up or down, exhale to the earth. Descend with care, taking your time. At the bottom, untuck your toes. Inhale to either low or high cobra just for your breath in. One, heart opening. And then as we exhale, releasing back down. We're gonna move into our Sphinx pose next. So you're gonna walk your elbows to stack underneath your shoulders. And then just double check that your joints are stacked and you're propped up on your upper arm bone. So you wanna have your upper arm bone perpendicular to the earth. And your forearms are two parallel lines. And once you have that number 11 for your forearms, joints stacked, press down to the entire length of your forearm, root through your palms, press through your finger pads. And then think about pulling your rib cage forward and through. Navel pulls up and in. And then pushing through your palms as if you were going to push through the floorboards. Feel how that lifts your heart and crown a little bit higher. You have the option to stay in your Sphinx pose, or we'll take this to our forearm plank. Maybe tucking through your toes as you breathe in. As you exhale, zipping up through your front line, forearm plank. You can also be in your forearm plank with your knees on the ground. That's a really nice option. It can actually help to activate and connect to low belly a little bit, so feel free to take that. Whatever variation you're in, you're still pressing through your forearms. And imagine you have a yoga block between your biceps that you're hugging into to light up through your chest and just to integrate through center. And take one more cycle of breath. And then you're going to start to release your hips back to the earth to Sphinx. Untuck your toes. Re-engage the muscles along your spine. Trying to keep your chest lifted, you're going to start to slide your hands back by your ribs, preparing for upward facing dog. As you inhale, lengthen your arms and float your thighs, upward facing dog. And then on your exhale, downward facing dog, hips go up and back. Let's take a big breath in. And an open mouth exhale out. On inhale, we're going to send right leg to the sky. Then keep breathing here. Keeping your right leg long, flex your foot and square your hip. So you want to have your right hip bone, knee and toes all pointing down. So your right leg might not lift as high, that's okay. But as you lift through your right heel with your hips square, your left hamstring is receiving a nice big stretch. Okay, take an inhale here. Exhale, slowly draw your knee into your nose, pushing through your arms, thigh pulls into your chest, and step your right foot forward to the top. Then rising to your fingertips or grabbing yoga blocks, we're going to go cow lunge. So left knee can either seem to hover above the earth, or left knee can tap all the way down. Okay, pausing here, lighting up through your left glute, think about reaching your thigh bones in opposite directions. So imagine your right thigh bone is lengthening and stretching forward. Imagine your left thigh bone is reaching to the back of your mat. And just one more inhale here. Then on exhale, begin to extend both of your legs for your hamstring stretch, any amount of extension. Your right heel can be, or rather your left heel can be high or low. And then think about your right thigh bone sliding back and up to the sky. You can always take your right hand or your left hand to your low back, to your sacrum, to notice how square your hips are. Often our right hip is really low. And if we lift our right hip up, right, towards the ceiling, it's going to help deepen our stretch. And we're going to pulse back and forth twice here. So we'll inhale, cow lunge, knees bent. Left knee hovers or taps as you shift forward. And then on your exhale, finding your cat lunge, lengthen your legs any amount again. And one more cycle, and inhale to your cow lunge. And exhale into your cat lunge. This time as you bend both your knees, lower your left knee all the way to the ground. And then before you lift your chest to Anjaneyasana, press your right foot down into the earth. Feel your inner right thigh respond. Think about dragging your right heel isometrically back so you feel your hamstring light up. Left knee is hugging forward, both glutes are active, and then keeping that, you're going to lift your chest from there. So you should feel like a ton of effort, even though your back knee is grounded. So again, left knee is dragging forward to the front of your yoga mat, left glute is engaged. Right foot is pushing down into the ground, and right heel is dragging towards you. Reaching your hands overhead, think about lifting your ribcage away from your pelvis. And then interlace your fingers except for pointer fingers and thumbs. You can have a little bend in your elbows. Using your inhale, think about, again, elevating your ribcage off your pelvis. As you exhale, maybe hands slide just back in space like an edge, doesn't have to be much. As you continue to lift through your ribcage, maybe send your hips a little bit forward from there, if that gives you a deeper stretch. But you're still continuing to find upward energy through your chest. And everything is super active. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, hands come down to fingertips or yoga blocks. We're going to go into our half split. So starting to lengthen out your right leg for Ardha Hanumanasana. If you need to scoot your right heel forward, you can. But we're going to find that same activation. So as you flex your right toes to your face, gently root your right heel down and drag your right heel back as your left knee is gently driving forward. And then instead of rounding through your spine, think cow spine. Can you untuck your tailbone and send your tailbone energetically to the ceiling? And feel your heart pull forward and up, opening through your chest. And buoyancy underneath your right booty cheek, so that kind of upward lift, just like we did in our cat lunge. And then from here, we're going to start to bend into our front knee. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee off the ground. Right hand can stay on the outside or come to the inside of your right foot. We're going to find a deep side angle for a moment. So rotating your left heel down to the earth like your warrior 2 feet. Just for a moment, twist your left hand to the sky. Allowing your hip to open and receive a little bit. Nice big breath in and out. Okay, from here, our left hand is going to sweep down, and we're going to turn into a wide-legged forward fold. All 10 toes turn to the long edge of your yoga mat, hinge at your hips. Just feeling the space of your right hamstring, the space of your left leg. Take one breath in, and one exhale. Now pressing the earth away like a halfway lift as you breathe in. Bend into your left knee for your lateral lunge, your side lunge. Option to sink into Skandasana if you want to flex your right toes to the sky for a moment. Either one is fine. And then we're going to pivot to the back of the room, low lunge to frame our left foot. So you're facing the back of your yoga mat. As you plant your palms into the earth, you're going to pluck your left foot off the ground. Three-legged dog. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Now keeping your left leg extended long, keep breathing. Flex your left foot and start to square through your hip. So it's not just the rotation of the hip and toes to the ground, it's also letting your left hip drop even with your right. And maintaining that squareness, then lift your left heel. Notice if you're leaning to the right side of your body, can you try to evenly distribute the weight between both hands, right? Making sure hips are at center. Big breath in. Exhale, slow motion knee to nose. As you pull your thigh into the chest, you're pushing through hands and right toes to create upward energy, so then you can step your left foot forward between your hands. Once your left foot's at the top, cow lunge, right knee's gonna sink to hover or tap. This first round is a little bit longer, so it's giving you time to really energize the shape and check in. So right glute is active. Maybe that cue of taking your thighs in opposite direction applies well to your body. So again, I like to imagine my left thigh bone is stretching forward. My right thigh bone is reaching to my right heel. Maybe your sternum finds a little extension proud to the chest as you take another breath in. And then on your exhale, begin to lengthen out your legs any amount. Again, using this first round for refinement, maybe you take your left hand to your low back, just kind of feel where your pelvis is in space, checking in especially with the left hip. You can hug right hip forward and down, left hip up and back. Noticing how maybe the IT band lights up a little extra there. You can also imagine squeezing a yoga block between your inner thighs to engage. And then we're going to take our pulse here. So with an inhale, cow lunge, shift it forward, lengthen through your spine. Exhale shifts us back into your cat lunge, hamstring stretch. One more time, inhale, cow lunge. And exhale, cat lunge. This time bending through both knees, right knee releases all the way down. Again, before we lift the torso, we find the engagement through the lower half. So drive your left foot through the earth so that you feel your leg engage, your glute, your inner thigh. As you drive your left foot down, drag your left heel back, hug your right knee forward, and squeeze your right glute. So there should be effort in the engagement just there. Then you use your core to lift your heart and your hands up to the sky. Maybe you go through that checklist again. My left foot is pressing down, my left heel drags back. Right knee hugs forward, right glute is strong. Hands will interlace except for pointer fingers and thumbs. And I'm trying to create an upward lift of my rib cage off my pelvis, and not just my front ribs, but can you lift your back ribs off of your pelvis? Now keeping that lift, maybe you let your hips sink forward, but only again if that's actually giving you a deeper stretch. Sometimes you get a deeper stretch higher up, so see what feels good for you. Your hands are really slightly and energetically moving backwards to open through your shoulders. Right, re-engage, hug to the midline like there's a block between your thighs. And then when you're ready for your half splits, hands come to the earth. Shifting your hips back, lengthen your left leg. Maybe adjust your left heel by scooching it forward. Actively flex your left toes to your face. And isometrically anchor your left heel down and drag your left heel back. You might be able to pull your heart forward from the action of your left heel dragging back. Right knee hugs very slightly towards the front of your yoga mat. If you feel like you need more stretch without getting your heart closer to your thigh, check that your hips are still stacked over your right knee. So oftentimes we'll scooch our booty back. But if we keep our hips stacked over right knee and go from there, we'll get a deeper stretch. Good, last breath here. Moving into our deep side angle, we're going to bend into our front knee. As you lift your back knee off the earth, pivot your back heel down like your warrior two. Left hand can again be on the outside or the inside of your left foot. You're going to twist your heart open, reaching right hand towards the sky. Good. Let's take one big breath in. And then as you breathe out, right hand will circle sweep you into your wide-legged forward fold. All 10 toes rotate. Take a moment just to observe how it feels between left and right side now that you've done both. Maybe relaxing and releasing through the neck. Your head is heavy. And then moving towards your side lunge, right knee will bend for a moment. And you can stay high or you can sink into Skandasana low. Take one full breath in and out. Okay, we're going to turn to the front of our yoga mat next through our low lunge. And we're going to step back into a high plank posture. So as you rotate to the front, your right foot's going to step back to meet your left in your plank. And from your plank, just like we did at the beginning, inhale to shift forward, and then exhale, lower slow and controlled all the way down to the ground. Untuck your toes. You choose a low or high cobra. Just for your inhale, find some lift and length. Power to the thighs to your seat. And then exhale to release. Returning to our Sphinx pose, walk your elbows to stack beneath your shoulders. Again, upper arm bones are perpendicular to the earth, and your elbows are directly beneath your shoulders. You want to keep them tucked in, maybe even slightly closer, because as we continue, they'll have a tendency to widen. Pressing through your forearms, proud chest. Take an inhale to tuck your toes. As you exhale, zip it up, forearm plank. Now from here, keeping your elbows about yoga block distance apart or the width of your shoulders, we're going to begin to lock your feet into your dolphin pose. So thinking forearm plank and down dog combined. You can bend your knees if your hamstrings are still feeling sticky, locking your feet in. Now here, squeezing that imaginary block between your biceps, you're hugging to the midline, but then also press down and forward through your forearms to press your heart to your upper thighs. Head is relaxed. Now you can stay here if you want something a little bit spicier. You're going to start to bend at your elbows, forearms stay grounded, and you're going to start to dive your heart towards your thumbs for little dolphin push-ups. So diving your nose towards your thumbs, and then press through your forearms, heart to thighs. Let's do that 2 more times. So forearms stay grounded, you're just bending at your elbows, diving your nose in the direction of your thumbs, and you're pressing your heart up and back. Good, 1 more time. You try to go really, really, really slow. So 0 momentum, just pressing through your muscular strength. Good, from here, child's pose, let your knees find the earth, hips to your heels, just take a breath. You can reach your arms back beside you if you want to release the upper body a little bit more. Good, take an inhale. Take an exhale. I had a whole other layer in standing balance stuff and we're running out of time, but that is what it is. When you're ready, shift forward into your tabletop. You will take one little standing portion. And from your tabletop, just tuck your toes and find your downward facing dog again. So you push the earth away with an inhale, reach your right leg high. This time, maybe bend your knee and open your hip, feeling the difference between the closed hip and open hip in your 3-legged dog. Inhale to re-extend your right leg if you bent it, 3-legged. Exhale, knee to your nose, shift forward. Pause here as you breathe in, pressing the earth away, thighs high into your chest. With breath out, step your right foot between your hands. As you inhale, you're going to bring your left knee down towards a hover for your cow lunge. Now, keeping your left knee hovering, we'll find our hovering half splits. So left knee hovers, you're going to start to lengthen your right leg. Maybe you walk your hands back, flex your right toes to your face, dragging right heel back as your left knee still floating above the ground. From our hovering half splits, we're going to rebend into our front knee and shift with intention to a standing split. So press through your right foot and reach your left toes to the sky. Head is heavy, take a nice big breath in. On exhale, Shiva squat, bending both of your knees, send your hips slowly back and down. At the bottom, pause. Look forwards, your hips get a little bit lower, and then press through your right heel in super slow motion, driving through right foot. It's standing splits, re-extend. Good, we'll go twice more. We're going to slowly bend. Shiva squat, 1-legged squat. Get low, peek forward, light through our hands. And then slowly press through your right foot. Maybe adding resistance against yourself as you find standing splits. Last one, slowly Shiva squat. And then support your standing splits with an inhale, big breath in, reach your left toes high. As you exhale, slowly step your left foot to the back of your yoga mat. Deep side angle, rotate your left heel to the earth. Reach your left hand to the sky, big breath in. On our breath out, we're gonna dive through our wide-legged forward fold. Then keep it going, low lunge to the back of your yoga mat, pivot all the way around. Then from here, strong with your legs. Engage your belly. You're gonna find a reaching crescent, so reaching at the diagonal. Imagine you're holding a yoga block over your head. Your one diagonal line of energy, your right thigh bone is lifting, thumbs are lifting. And then slowly tip into your left foot and start to fly into your airplane pose, hands sweep back beside you. And recruiting through your core, hips are square here. Take 2 deep breaths. And with care, begin to bend into your left knee. Slowly step back into your high crescent, right toes to the earth. Reaching your hands high just for a moment, breath in. And exhale your hands down to the earth to frame your left foot. 3-legged dog, left leg goes to the sky as you inhale. Maybe bend your knee and open your hip as you exhale. Head is relaxed. Even weight between your hands as you push the earth away. Lengthening left leg, breath in. Knee towards your nose as you breathe out. Hold for inhale. Step your left foot forward as you exhale. Right knee hovers, cow lunge, take a breath in. Keep your right knee hovering, half splits, lengthen your left leg, push your booty back, flex your left toes to your face. Here for an inhale. Here for an exhale. As you bend into your left knee, we'll find our standing splits, driving through your left foot. Sweep your right toes gently to the sky, big inhale. On your exhale, Shiva squat. Think about moving your hips backwards as you bend your knees and sink low. Look forward at the bottom. Slowly press to re-extend with your breath in, standing splits. All right, twice more. We exhale, Shiva squat. Find your depth. Inhale, standing splits, push and reach. Last one here, exhale, Shiva squat. As you inhale, press to extend. Stepping your right toes to the back of your yoga mat. Deep side angle, rotate your right heel down. Reach your right hand high. Think about encouraging your hips towards the wall that you are facing. Left knee stays wide towards the outside edge. Circle sweep through your wide-legged forward fold. Then keep it going all the way to the front, low lunge, all 10 toes turn. And get super strong with your feet. Draw navel to spine, reaching crescent. So you're gonna press your legs, reach up just at the diagonal. Good, you're a strong, long line of energy. Thumbs are lifting to the sky to engage through your upper back, your upper body. Without pressing off, without pushing off, you're gonna lean into your right foot. And then drive slowly into your airplane pose. Hands sweep beside you as you find your balance. Finding 2 cycles of breath just like before. Noticing where can you soften and where can you redirect that energy from releasing unnecessary tension. Collarbones are wide. And then how slow can you go from the strength of your right leg to your high crescent lunge? Lightly land your left toes to the earth. Big breath in, reach to the ceiling. On your exhale, just bring your hands down to the ground. Step forward to your forward fold, left foot meets your right. And then walk your feet about as wide as your yoga mat. Bending through your knees, sway side to side. Bend one knee, then the other. Sway your torso left to right. And then turning your toes slightly out, heels in, Malasana squat. Begin to sink through your hips. Bringing your torso as upright as possible. Hips low, chest open. Closing down your eyes, just take one slow breath here. And when you're ready, hands for support, no hands if it's accessible. Just bring your booty to the earth. Okay. Feel free to grab a sip of water if you want, and then we're gonna lower to the back body. Nothing fancy today. Just hug your knees into your chest and release all the way back. Once you get to the earth, planting your feet to the ground a little bit wider than your hips, take a few slow windshield wipers first. Just tick-tock your knees from side to side. And then after maybe 2 to 3 cycles, we'll set up for a bridge pose. So we did a lot of lengthening through the hamstrings, so just helping to counterbalance that by engagement and opening through the fronts of the hips. Once you have your feet hips distance, heels are stacked beneath your knees, breathe in. And then use your exhale to press the earth away and lift your pelvis. Use your inhale to lengthen the crown of your head away to draw your shoulders out of your ears. Breath out, you refine, maybe press your feet a little bit more into that space you created. Be imagining a yoga block between your inner thighs so you have that midline integration. Thinking about root to rise energy. And then Ujjayi Pranayama to support. Take one more big breath in. And then on your exhalation, slowly and gently bring your hips down to the ground, no rush. And figure 4, your right ankle on your left thigh. Bring that whole figure 4 to you for a breath. Take a little rock from side to side as you breathe out. Good. One more inhale here. As you exhale, land your left foot to the earth. Slide your right thigh on top so you have eagle legs, and let both your knees fall to the left, eagle leg twist. Just here for 2 cycles of breath. Reach your breath into your right side. Exhale, invites width across your collarbone. Just feel your collarbone spread and stretch across your chest. One final moment before we take our figure 4 and eagle leg twist second side. Good. There's no rush, but when you're ready, you'll start to come back to center. Unwinding your legs, maybe you do a windshield wiper, knees to chest, maybe a happy baby moment, just whatever reset feels intuitive right here. And then you'll figure 4 a left ankle on your right thigh for a breath. Maybe drawing that figure 4 to your chest. Steady inhale in. Steady exhale out. Breath in. And then release your right foot to the ground as you breathe out. Finding our eagle leg twist, left thigh is just going to slide across. And then let your knees fall to the right, adjusting your hips, your upper body as much as you need along the way. Once you arrive into stillness, just letting your breath travel along the length of your left side this time. And softening through the muscles around your eyes and across your forehead. Let your legs be happy here as you take one more cycle of breath. And once you feel ready to transition, unwind back to center. Drawing your knees to your heart space, curl your forehead up towards your knees, shoulders out of ears, tuck your chin, take a deep breath. Then as you breathe out, slowly release into your Shavasana, just sending your arms and your legs long. Adjust your shoulder blades behind your back so your chest is open. As your hips sink heavy, allow your eyes to fall shut. Invite your energy to settle into the back of your body, into the earth, like sand settling at the bottom of the ocean after a wave. Or you can visualize your energy settling like snow as it lands on the floor of the forest. And in that settling, allowing your energy to be conserved, shifting from effort into ease. Allowing the mind to clear so there's not any unnecessary energy leaking through your mind. And becoming present just to sensation, breath, and heart for these last few minutes of your practice. Brahmacharya can also refer to being aware of when we are seeking for fulfillment outside of ourselves. When our energy is in the reaching and the striving outside of ourselves. It's a reminder to turn inward. Right? To notice that fulfillment can be accessed from within, in the wholeness of who you already are. And so as you breathe deep, as your body continues to rest and receive, it's allowing yourself to turn inward to the abundance that is already there. And trusting in that as you go throughout the rest of your day, maybe bringing one or both hands to your heart, if that feels true for you, to close your practice. And we'll pause just for this final moment and deep appreciation of the yoga practice itself. Deep appreciation for yourself for taking this time. Deep appreciation for our bodies and our breath that carry us through our human experience. With that gratitude in our hearts and minds, we'll take a deep breath in. And just one more open mouth exhale, release. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices serve as our teachers, always leading us to live with authenticity and to love deeply each day. Thank you so much. Namaste.